Hello, and welcome to Live from Bermuda. This is the Ob and Steve Adventures. I'm Steve. That's Ob, and we are currently on the Norwegian Jewel. It's ready to set sail, casting away from port here in Bermuda. In fact, they're throwing off the lines right now. So we've been in Bermuda since yesterday morning, and we're leaving here. We have a sea day tomorrow, and we are on our way to Charleston, South Carolina next. This was pretty much an impromptu, just turn it on and see if anybody tunes in, but this is we're on deck 7, the promenade deck, the little walking. This is the walking track, not the jogging. They don't want you to jog here. Get slippery. We're looking for any pier runners, but it looks like we don't have any pier runners today. We got some bands. Family come to say goodbye. So there were 2 ships in port. The Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady showed up yesterday afternoon right behind us. And they're headed to Nassau, Bahamas next. We're sailing out of New York, and we started out of Philadelphia. Philadelphia has just started cruising again after about 15 years. And if you've seen any of our videos or shorts from that, the embarkation process left a little bit to be desired just because of the lack of a true cruise terminal. Hadn't been built yet. It was way behind schedule. So the process was a little bit strange. So they're starting to cast off the lines now. The longshoremen are over there. Got a few families here to wave us goodbye. Nice couple days here in Bermuda. Yesterday the temp high was about 72, which I assume is kind of typical for this time of year. A little breezy, but not too hot. Today's a little more cloudy. There was a little sprinkles earlier. One of the ferry boats coming back in. Yeah, if there's anybody on that one, that ferry boat coming in that's supposed to be on our ship, they're a little late. We will have to mock them if they come running up the pier. But we were on the Valiant Lady, parked right behind us. We were on this a few years back. Went out of Miami, and it was our first time on Virgin. It was very memorable.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't memorable? Okay.
We don't want to go there.
Yeah, well, I'll regale the people of our issues we had on that one. So picture it, you're on your first Virgin cruise. You go to a specialty dining, you're sailing out, you're just past, actually, we just left Miami. We're sitting down to dinner, and they throw out a code alpha, which usually means a medical emergency on board. And then a little while later, you notice that the ship is making a hard left turn. And they make a U-turn, and they're heading back into Miami. It turned out somebody had fell or jumped off their balcony from deck, I think it was like deck 14, and landed down on deck 7 on their promenade deck, right outside the ice cream area. So if you imagine it, they were up here, and they fell down there, and obviously they did not make it. Fortunately, they landed on somebody else as they went down, and that person was injured. But we returned to Miami, and they had to cart off the person, and the police were involved, and it was a whole ordeal. We spent the night there in Miami, and then the whole itinerary after that was changed. But it was really weird. I mean, somebody dies on a cruise ship, it's awful. I mean, they could die anywhere, but they die on a cruise ship. And then you go out on the rest of this cruise, feel a little guilty having fun. Like, are we supposed to have fun? So it was memorable. So if you've ever been to Bermuda, you come into this Royal Navy dockyards area, and you can walk over from here up to the old fort out that way, and then all the way around the marina. There's some shops and restaurants. You catch all your tours, the ferry boat over the other side of the island. In fact, if you're on Norwegian, they offer a free shuttle that takes you over to St. George on the far end of the island. We should have done that this morning, but we slept in and we missed it. Yeah, maybe next time. So happy Sunday to everybody. All right, they're starting to drop the mooring lines here. And a happy Sunday to you also. It's hard to keep track of what day it is. Yep, it's a cruise ship. We're on a cruise ship, and this is our view from deck 7. And that is also a cruise ship. That's the Virgin Voyage's Valiant Lady. It's the aft end of that one. I forget how many passengers that one holds. I don't know, 3,500, 4,000 passengers. This one's more the 2,000 passenger range, I believe. Very good. Yes, this is an island. This is the island of Bermuda. The very northern tip of the famed Bermuda Triangle. Once they cast off these lines, we'll be heading back out to sea and off to Charleston, South Carolina. So no pier runners today. Sometimes you have people that are a little bit late getting to the ship when they come running down. They don't have to wait for you. If you're on an independent thing doing your own deal on shore, they don't have to wait for you. If you're on a trip sponsored by the cruise ship, like you're out snorkeling or whatever, and you're running late, then they'll wait for you. But yeah, if you're doing your own deal, good luck getting home. If you're lucky, they'll go grab your passports for you and leave them in the port so you can fly home. And that, dear viewers, is why it's better to have a passport with you than a birth certificate. Technically, you could use a birth certificate, but if you have a passport, it sure makes it a whole lot easier to fly home if you, for whatever reason, can't get back on the ship. So they've dropped those lines. They'll reel them in. Try not to drop my phone here into the water. That would be unfortunate. Just like that. The lines are off and we're ready to go. So you ever wonder what it looked like, or it's looking like in the Atlantic Ocean out here in Bermuda? This is what you see. Looks like there's some storms out there the way we're going. In fact, the captain announced a little while ago that they're going to be passing through a cold front, so we might get some rough seas overnight and into the morning and most of the next day. We'll see if they put out the 6X. Yeah, you're missing the hammock. The Virgin ships, doubt you can see it, but way over there, you can see them kind of dangling in the breeze on up here on the balconies. They have these hammock chairs. Each of the balcony cabins has a hammock. So that's fun. They're very comfortable. And that's where you'll find Aubrey on most sea days when we're on Virgin. I just turned on the thrusters, stirring up the gunk in the water. And we're off. And a hello and hi there to you too. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I assume hi, Dad too. So we'll be heading out. I think we might be skirting the edge of the Bermuda Triangle, so hopefully we don't get lost. If we do, it might turn into an episode of the Twilight Zone. We'll just pop out, think everything's fine, but we'll show up and it'll be like 100 years later. There's Virgin. Hi, Dad, too. Wish you guys were here. Ready, wave to the virgins. We got all the good food over there. Not to say our food's been bad over here, it's just not quite the same. All those people laying on the back deck right there. That's called the dock. You got sunbeds and chairs, couches, and they just lay there and flip this little flag up in the air by your seat, and the waiter comes over, takes your drink order and your food order, and they have like tapas. Really good grilled shrimp. There you go. Nice view of the Valiant Lady. Oh yeah, if you check out our shorts or our Instagram page at Bob and Steve, they had the Valiant Lady all lit up last night. The different balconies have lights that they can change the colors of, and they had the balcony lights spelling out "I love Bermuda," which was really cool. We saw that as we were coming back from our sunset catamaran excursion last night. Oh yeah, there was a lot of fish. We went walking around this deck last night. There was, they had the outside lights turned on. They were pointing down the water, and there was these giant fish everywhere. They were chasing after bugs or other little fish. They're watching them splashing in the water. And over by the pier back there was this giant bright blue fish. Had to have been at least a foot long. Alright, I'm going to take you on a little walk around the promenade deck here. Mind the wiggly camera. And the squeaky shoes. light moved, but the view did not. Shuffleboard, anyone? No, they took the sticks away. No shuffleboard. Hey, we were, let's see, it was the day 2, we had the sea day, and it was kind of rough at night, but they had all the sticks and the shuffleboard pucks out and everything. Nobody was playing, but it would have been a tricky game. We would have got a heck of a curve on it. Swinging around here. Captain's doing a heck of a job. We'll just take it around the other side of the ship. That way we can see the island as we pull out into the ocean there. Walk all the way around this thing, which goes all the way around the ship. You can do a mile in 2 2/3 laps. It gets a little loud. A little breezy. The other side. And they're there to keep us from drifting away. It's fairly shallow around here. Over here the water gets a very light color. It's very shallow, like you could probably walk out there.
See that there's some guy doing sprints around the truck.
Well, some very healthy person is doing sprints around the track up
Stop.
there.
He's in the red shirt.
Stop, of course. Virgin is kind of a health-forward cruise, if there is such a thing. The jogging track is up on the top there. It's unobstructed by deck chairs and such. water here. It gets all a little cloudy, and just the silt getting kicked up from the thrusters. Some people will get online with conspiracy theories saying this is where they dump their waste. No, it's just junk that gets kicked up by the ship. It settles back down. The water will be fine. As thrilling as this is for everybody, we're going to be running out of cellular signal here shortly. Either that or we're passing through the Bermuda Triangle. Aliens are going to get us. So we're going to end this live. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Please like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you can. And we'll say goodbye. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure.